Myrna Loy was more than just Hollywood's golden girl. She was a pioneer, a trailblazer, and a woman of extraordinary resilience. From her humble beginnings in Montana to becoming one of cinema's most iconic stars, Myrna Loy's life was a remarkable tapestry of triumphs and trials. Today we uncover the real Myrna Loy, the actress who defied stereotypes, the activist who championed justice, and the woman who balanced fame with personal heartbreak. Join us as we take a deep dive into her fascinating journey, exploring her childhood, her family, her career highs, and the personal struggles she faced along the way. Myrna Loy, born Myrna Adele Williams on August 2, 1905, in Raiders, later renamed Raidersburg, Montana, came into the world in a setting steeped in rustic charm and frontier resilience. Her father, David Franklin Williams, was not only a successful cattle rancher, but also a prominent figure in the state's politics, becoming the youngest man ever elected to the Montana State Legislature. Her mother, Della Mae, was a classically trained pianist and vocalist who cultivated a deep appreciation for the arts within the family. Myrna's early years were spent on a sprawling ranch surrounded by the rugged beauty of Montana's landscape. Life on the ranch instilled in her a sense of independence and adaptability, traits that would later serve her well in the competitive world of Hollywood. Despite their relative affluence, the family's life was far from insulated. Myrna witnessed firsthand the hard work and determination required to sustain their way of life. Tragedy struck the family in 1918 when Myrna was only 13 years old. Her father, a steadfast figure in her life, succumbed to the Spanish flu pandemic, a devastating event that claimed millions of lives worldwide. This loss forced her mother to make a life-altering decision to move the family to Culver City, California, in search of stability and opportunities. The transition from the pastoral quiet of Montana to the burgeoning urban sprawl of California marked a turning point in Myrna's life. In Culver City, Myrna attended Venice High School, where her natural beauty and poise began to draw attention. It was during these formative years that her artistic inclinations flourished. Encouraged by her mother's musical background, Myrna developed a keen interest in performance and joined the school's drama program. Her captivating stage presence and dedication quickly set her apart. A sculptor at Venice High School was so inspired by her beauty that he created a statue modeled after her, titled Inspiration. The statue still stands on the school grounds today, a testament to her lasting impact. Myrna's early exposure to the arts extended beyond the classroom. Living in close proximity to the burgeoning Hollywood film industry, she often attended theater performances and silently dreamed of a career on the silver screen. Her dreams took their first tangible step toward reality when she was discovered by Henry Waxman, a renowned photographer who introduced her to silent film icon Rudolph Valentino and his wife Natasha Rambova. These connections proved instrumental in launching her into the world of acting. Myrna Loy's family was central to shaping her early values and the trajectory of her life. Born into a household deeply rooted in Montana's pioneering spirit, Myrna was the elder of two children. Her father, David Franklin Williams, was a man of ambition and stature. Not only was he a successful cattle rancher, but he also held the distinction of being the youngest man ever elected to the Montana State Legislature. His involvement in politics and ranching imbued the family with a sense of purpose and responsibility, traits that would later influence Myrna's approach to her career and activism. Her mother, Della Mae, brought an artistic flair to the family. A classically trained pianist and singer, Della instilled in her children a deep appreciation for music and the arts. Myrna often credited her mother's passion for creativity as a source of inspiration, particularly during the turbulent years following her father's death. Della's strength in navigating life as a single parent after David's untimely passing left a profound impression on Myrna. She watched as her mother made difficult decisions to ensure a stable future for the family, including the decision to leave their Montana home and move to Culver City, California. The death of David Williams in 1918 during the Spanish flu pandemic was a devastating blow to the family. Myrna, just 13 years old at the time, was deeply affected by the loss of her father, who had been a stabilizing and guiding presence. The move to California was as much a necessity as it was a chance to rebuild. Culver City then, on the outskirts of Los Angeles, was rapidly becoming a hub for the burgeoning film industry. This new environment presented opportunities that would ultimately shape Myrna's destiny. Despite the challenges, Della Mae remained a pillar of strength, encouraging her children to pursue their interests. She supported Myrna's growing fascination with acting, even as the family adjusted to life without David. This supportive dynamic fostered a close bond between Myrna and her mother, a relationship that would remain significant throughout Myrna's life. Myrna Loy's illustrious career spanned more than 5 decades, during which she evolved from a background character in silent films to one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Her journey began humbly with small roles in silent films of the 1920s, where her striking features often led her to be typecast as an exotic beauty. Her almond-shaped eyes and high cheekbones made her a favorite for roles that perpetuated ethnic stereotypes, portraying Asian or Middle Eastern characters in films like Across the Pacific, 1926, The Crimson City, 1928, and The Desert Song, 1929. However, Myrna was determined to break free from these confines and showcase her range as an actress. Her big break came in 1934 with The Thin Man, a screwball comedy mystery where she played Nora Charles, opposite William Powell's Nick Charles. The film, a massive critical and commercial success, not only solidified her status as a leading lady, but also highlighted her impeccable comedic timing and on-screen chemistry with Powell. Together, they starred in 6 Thin Man films, delighting audiences with their witty banter and playful portrayals of a crime-solving couple. Myrna once remarked, "I never enjoyed my work more than when I worked with Bill Powell. He was a delightful, wonderful man and a great actor." By the mid-1930s, Myrna Loy had become one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. In 1937 and 1938, exhibitors voted her the Queen of the Movies alongside Clark Gable, the King of the Movies. Her performances in films like Libeled Lady, 1936, Double Wedding, 1937, and Manhattan Melodrama, 1934, showcased her charm, wit, and sophistication. Despite these successes, Myrna grew frustrated with being typecast as the witty wife or glamorous housewife, feeling her talents were underutilized. In her autobiography, Being and Becoming, she wrote, "I was getting awfully tired of playing the same part over and over again. I knew I could do more." MGM, the studio that signed her in 1932, played a significant role in her career. Under the guidance of Irving Thalberg, MGM began casting her in more diverse roles, giving her opportunities to demonstrate her depth as an actress. She earned critical acclaim for her performances in The Best Years of Our Lives, 1946, where she played the supportive wife of a returning war veteran, and The Rains Came, 1939, in which she took on a more dramatic role. As Hollywood entered its golden age, Myrna Loy remained a prominent figure, but she faced challenges as newer, younger stars emerged. The 1940s and 1950s saw her transitioning to supporting roles, though she continued to deliver compelling performances. The rise of television provided her with additional opportunities to stay active in the entertainment industry. She appeared in various television productions, though these roles lack the glamour and prominence of her earlier work. Myrna's adaptability and passion for acting extended to the stage, where she enjoyed success later in life. In 1963, she starred in a Broadway revival of Barefoot in the Park, proving her talent transcended the silver screen. In 1980, she made her final film appearance in Just Tell Me What You Want, marking the end of a remarkable career. Beyond her acting career, Myrna Loy was a passionate advocate for activism and social causes, often using her influence and platform to champion issues close to her heart. Her unwavering commitment to justice and equality sometimes brought her into conflict with Hollywood executives who preferred their stars to remain apolitical. However, Myrna was undeterred, believing that speaking out against injustice was her duty as a public figure. During World War II, Myrna took a bold step by putting her acting career on hold to contribute to the war effort. She worked tirelessly with the American Red Cross, organizing fundraisers and helping provide essential support to soldiers on the front lines. Myrna traveled extensively, performing for troops overseas and boosting morale, a role she considered one of the most meaningful chapters of her life. She later remarked that her efforts during the war allowed her to connect with people in ways that transcended her fame, showing her the true impact of her influence. Myrna's activism extended beyond the war, particularly in the realm of civil rights. She was one of the earliest and most vocal supporters of the civil rights movement in Hollywood, advocating for racial equality at a time when the industry largely ignored such issues. She publicly denounced racial discrimination and worked with organizations such as the National Committee Against Discrimination in Housing, where she joined forces with prominent figures like Eleanor Roosevelt. Her advocacy wasn't limited to racial equality. Myrna was also a staunch supporter of gender equality, often challenging Hollywood's pay disparities and calling for fair treatment of women in the industry. She criticized the systemic sexism of the studio system, which often relegated actresses to roles defined by their beauty rather than their talent. Myrna was unafraid to demand equal pay and opportunities, even at the risk of losing roles or alienating studio executives. One of her most controversial stances came during the 1940s and 1950s, when she spoke out against the House Un-American Activities Committee, HUSC, and the Hollywood Blacklist. Myrna strongly opposed the witch hunts targeting entertainment professionals accused of communist sympathies, which she saw as a violation of basic civil liberties. In interviews, she condemned the atmosphere of fear and suspicion that had gripped the industry, noting how many innocent lives and careers were destroyed during this dark chapter in Hollywood history. Myrna's unwavering dedication to social justice earned her both admiration and criticism. While her activism occasionally led to strained relationships within the industry, she remained steadfast in her principles, valuing her integrity above her career. In later years, her contributions were widely recognized, and in 1988, she was honored with the Jane Hersholt Humanitarian Award, celebrating her lifelong commitment to improving the world beyond the silver screen. In recognition of her enduring contributions to the film industry, Myrna Loy received an honorary Academy Award in 1991, acknowledging her extraordinary qualities both on screen and off, with appreciation for a lifetime's worth of indelible performances. This accolade crowned a career defined by resilience, grace, and an unwavering commitment to her craft. Myrna Loy's personal life often stood in stark contrast to the elegant and composed image she portrayed on screen. Behind the glamorous facade, her relationships and private choices sometimes fueled gossip and controversy, drawing attention from both the press and her peers in Hollywood. One of the most notable scandals of her early career involved her relationship with Arthur Hornblow Jr., a prominent film producer. Their romance began while Hornblow was still married, sparking whispers of infidelity and impropriety in Hollywood circles. Despite the scandalous nature of their affair, the two eventually married in 1936. However, their union was fraught with tension, largely due to their clashing priorities and the relentless demands of their careers. The marriage ultimately ended in divorce in 1942, leaving Myrna with a sense of disillusionment about love and the challenges of balancing personal and professional commitments. Rumors of Myrna's romantic entanglements with co-stars added further fuel to the gossip mill. Her name was often linked to leading men of the era, including Spencer Tracy, though these rumors were never confirmed. The public fascination with her personal life was amplified by the media's portrayal of her as the perfect woman of Hollywood, a title that only intensified scrutiny of her private affairs. Myrna also faced immense pressure from the film industry to maintain a particular image. Studios at the time wielded enormous control over their stars, dictating everything from the roles they played to their physical appearance. Myrna's striking beauty was both a blessing and a burden. While it helped launch her career, it also subjected her to persistent criticism. At one point, a producer suggested that she undergo plastic surgery to fix her ears, implying they detracted from her appeal. Although she scheduled a consultation under a false name, the experience left her feeling deeply uncomfortable. The surgeon, upon recognizing her, focused instead on her nose, a feature covered in plastic surgery at the time, and took extensive photographs. Feeling objectified and humiliated, Myrna ultimately rejected the idea of surgery, choosing to embrace her natural appearance and proving her resolve to stay true to herself. Beyond her physical image, Myrna's outspoken nature and progressive views often placed her at odds with the Hollywood executives. Her support for controversial causes such as civil rights and opposition to the Hollywood blacklist earned her admirers, but also alienated more conservative figures in the industry. While her activism reflected her strong principles, it sometimes complicated her relationships with studio heads, who preferred their stars to avoid political or social controversies. In addition to these challenges, Myrna endured persistent rumors about her personal choices, including whispers about her inability to have children. Following a botched abortion early in her career, an incident she rarely spoke about, Myrna was left infertile. This private tragedy was sometimes cruelly speculated upon in the press, further exacerbating her feelings of vulnerability. Myrna Loy's personal life was deeply intertwined with her journey through Hollywood, and her 4 marriages reflected the complexities and challenges she faced both as a woman and as a public figure in an unforgiving industry. While her on-screen image radiated poise and sophistication, her personal relationships often brought heartbreak and disappointment, leaving her with a sense of unfulfilled longing for stability and connection. Her first marriage was to Arthur Hornblow Jr., a successful producer who played a pivotal role in shaping her early career. Their relationship, which began as a scandalous affair while Hornblow was still married, transitioned into matrimony in 1936. Despite their shared connections to the film industry, the marriage was far from idyllic. Hornblow's demanding career and Myrna's growing fame created tension, as they often struggled to prioritize their relationship amidst professional commitments. Their union dissolved in 1942 after 7 years, a period during which Myrna faced mounting pressures from her career and personal life. Reflecting on their marriage, Myrna admitted that their mutual dedication to work left little room for nurturing their relationship. In 1946, Myrna married John Hertz Jr., an heir to the Hertz car rental fortune. Unlike her previous marriage, this union introduced her to a world of privilege and luxury outside the film industry. However, the marriage proved short-lived, lasting only 4 years. The couple's differing lifestyles and values led to irreconcilable differences, and they divorced in 1950. Myrna later described this relationship as a mistake from the beginning, hinting at the disconnect between their worlds. The same year her marriage to Hertz ended, Myrna tied the knot with Gene Markey, a screenwriter and producer. This third marriage was perhaps the most tumultuous of all, as it was marred by rumors of infidelity on Markey's part. Despite the initial excitement of their union, it quickly became apparent that their relationship was unsustainable. They divorced in 1950, leaving Myrna once again grappling with the emotional toll of a failed marriage. Myrna's fourth and final marriage was to Howland H. Sargent, an international broadcasting executive, in 1951. Initially, this relationship seemed to offer the stability Myrna had long sought. Sargent's career, which was centered outside the film industry, appeared to provide a sense of grounding. However, over time, the marriage began to falter as the couple's differences in temperament and goals became more pronounced. They divorced in 1960, marking the end of Myrna's pursuit of marital happiness. Throughout her marriages, Myrna faced an additional deeply personal struggle: her inability to have children. Following complications from a botched abortion early in her career, she was left infertile, a loss that weighed heavily on her throughout her life. The societal pressures and expectations of motherhood during her era often left her feeling inadequate, particularly as her marriages failed to provide the enduring companionship she desired. Myrna Loy's relationships outside of her marriages reveal a rich tapestry of camaraderie, mentorship, and occasional rivalry, offering insight into her life behind the scenes of Hollywood's golden age. These bonds, both personal and professional, shaped her career and left a lasting impact on her legacy. One of the most poignant and enduring friendships in Myrna's life was with fellow actress Jean Harlow. The two met while working together at MGM, quickly forming a bond rooted in mutual respect and admiration. Harlow, known for her vivacious personality and platinum blonde allure, was a rising star who often faced the same pressures and scrutiny as Myrna. Their friendship provided both women with a sense of solidarity amidst the relentless demands of the film industry. Tragically, Jean Harlow passed away in 1937 at the age of 26 due to kidney failure, leaving Myrna devastated. This loss profoundly affected her, serving as a sobering reminder of the transient nature of life and success in Hollywood. Myrna often reflected on Harlow's untimely death, which became a recurring theme in her thoughts about mortality and the fleeting nature of fame. Beyond her friendship with Harlow, Myrna built meaningful connections with many of her co-stars, including William Powell. Their on-screen chemistry in the Thin Man series made them one of Hollywood's most beloved duos, and their off-screen friendship only deepened their bond. Powell and Loy shared a mutual understanding and camaraderie that translated effortlessly onto the screen. In interviews, Myrna often spoke fondly of Powell, calling him a delightful and wonderful man. While their relationship never ventured beyond friendship, their professional partnership became one of the most iconic in cinematic history. Myrna also worked alongside notable directors and producers who left an indelible mark on her career. Irving Thalberg, MGM's head of production, recognized her potential early on and played a pivotal role in helping her break free from the typecasting that plagued her early years. Thalberg's belief in her talent led to more sophisticated and varied roles, allowing her to showcase her range as an actress. Myrna remained grateful for his support throughout her life, crediting him with transforming her career. Her interactions with other actresses of the era were a mix of admiration and rivalry, reflecting the competitive nature of Hollywood during its golden age. While she formed genuine friendships with some colleagues, such as Norma Shearer and Rosalind Russell, tensions occasionally arose with others as they vied for prominent roles. Despite this, Myrna's professionalism and grace earned her widespread respect within the industry, allowing her to navigate these challenges with poise. Myrna's relationships extended beyond the film set to her activism and humanitarian work. She collaborated with prominent figures like Eleanor Roosevelt in advocating for civil rights and housing equality. Her involvement in these causes introduced her to a broader network of like-minded individuals who shared her passion for justice and equality. These connections enriched her life, providing her with a sense of purpose beyond her acting career. Myrna Loy passed away on December 14, 1993, at the age of 88, in New York City due to complications from surgery following years of declining health. Her death marked the end of a life defined by resilience, determination, and an unwavering commitment to both her craft and her principles. Despite living her final years away from the spotlight, Myrna's influence on Hollywood and society at large remained undeniable. In her later years, Myrna moved to Manhattan, where she enjoyed a quieter life while still staying engaged with the arts and activism that had defined her. She chose not to marry again after her fourth divorce, instead dedicating her time to writing her memoir, Being and Becoming, published in 1987. In the book, she candidly reflected on her career, personal life, and the systemic challenges she faced as a woman in Hollywood. The memoir was widely praised, solidifying her status as not only a screen legend, but also a compelling storyteller with profound insights into the industry and society. Myrna Loy's passing was met with an outpouring of tributes from fans, colleagues, and critics, all of whom celebrated her remarkable contributions to film and her activism. Tributes highlighted her groundbreaking work in defying the ethnic stereotypes that had defined her early roles, her transition to more sophisticated and multidimensional characters, and her trailblazing advocacy for civil rights and gender equality. Her death also prompted renewed appreciation for her understated elegance and the strength she brought to her performances. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Myrna Loy never received an Academy Award for her acting during her lifetime, despite her immense popularity and critical acclaim. However, in 1991, just 2 years before her death, she was honored with an honorary Academy Award for her extraordinary qualities both on screen and off, with appreciation for a lifetime's worth of indelible performances. The award was a testament to her enduring legacy and the profound impact she had on the film industry. Myrna Loy was cremated, and her ashes were interred at Forest Vale Cemetery in Helena, Montana, close to where she had spent her early years. This choice symbolized a return to her roots, connecting her final resting place to the land where her journey began. Her death also served as an opportunity to reflect on her role as a pioneer for women in Hollywood. As one of the first actresses to speak openly about issues such as equal pay, racial equality, and gender discrimination, Myrna helped pave the way for future generations. Her legacy endures not only in her films, which continue to captivate audiences with their wit and charm, but also in her activism, which remains an inspiring example of how public figures can use their platforms for meaningful change. Myrna Loy's legacy is one of grace, determination, and fearless advocacy. She captivated audiences with her performances, but her true brilliance lay in her ability to challenge societal norms and fight for justice behind the scenes. Though she has left us, her impact continues to inspire generations. If you enjoyed this look into the life of Hollywood's Queen of Sophistication, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of remarkable figures who shaped history. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.